Hello, welcome back to my channel. My name is Toe Daniels.
And I'm Shay Daniels.
Thank you so much for watching and stopping by on our first video of our first video of 2025.
Yeah.
So in this video, I thought to bring Shay along as we're going to be doing. Shay's my husband, by the way. If this is your first time, let me do a proper introduction. If this is your first time watching my video, thank you so much for coming. Please subscribe to my channel and also turn on the notification bell so that you'll be notified anytime I post a video. I post about relationships, property, travel, lifestyle, everything. So there's definitely something for you here. So please make sure you subscribe and come back. And also let me know in the comment section if this is your first video you're watching of me. Okay, so I decided to bring Shay along to this first video as we'll be doing a recap of our 2024. I just thought it was very interesting. Instead of like just jumping into videos from 2025, I thought to just do a recap and then we can kind of go the journey together in 2025. How does that sound? Good? Yeah, I heard you. Okay.
Like you have a choice.
I heard. All right, so I think we'll start. I thought we'll just do like from January to December and kind of just pick like highlights and things that happened and how it was. But I think generally, like in one word, I would do, or not one word, like how would you generally describe 2024?
I think it was a good year. A lot of blessings, a lot of testimonies, a lot of good stuff happening in 2024. Few challenges, but it was a good year.
Yeah, I was going to say there were definitely challenges. I think that it's also a year that definitely stretched us. I mean, we'll go into details, but definitely stretched us financially. I would say spiritually. Probably those two areas the most in terms of like the stretching. But I think all in all, it was a good year. But definitely there were, as much as there were loads of blessings, there were definitely some downs, and we'll definitely share them or share some of them in this video. Okay, so we started off the year January 24. I was like, how did you get into the year?
Got into here with my builder, with my art and jacket, finishing up the build of this house. It was an interesting period. Yeah, so we started 2024 not even in our house, and we had thought that would complete. So we're building our house, this house. By the way, if you do want to see like pictures or videos, I've done some reels here and there, some pictures. So head up to my own page or our own page. It's called Making of Eden. I'll try and leave the name on the screen on Instagram and go check out like some of the reels just to see like before, after, and what it looks like, or part of the house that we've shown. So yeah, we came into the year not actually living in the house because the build was still on, and this was us thinking that we're going to be done in November based on what the builder told us. I guess wishful thinking on our part. So November, December, we still were not in the house, so we literally crossed over into the year still not in the house, but we did move in January. I mean, whether it was in the ready state to move in, we were just going to move in. The kitchen, we couldn't use it. We moved into a room.
We actually went around like 2 rooms before we finally arrived in our room, just because things were still getting ready. There was, as I said, there was no kitchen, so we couldn't like use the kitchen. Then everywhere there were tools everywhere. There were always builders on site.
There was no central heating. We had to use mobile heaters.
Yeah, and it was January, so it was cold. And at that time, I just felt like, I remember like, I can't remember what I was saying it to, but I just felt like in January, like I felt like, not even just from December of 23, like into January, I just felt like I was like in a world of my own. Like I didn't really know what else was happening with anyone. I was just so stretched with the build in terms of like financially, the timelines, a lot financially cost. It cost a lot more than we had planned. But even when I say we had planned, it's not like we had kept the money aside. So it was even like, it was really a faith walk, to be honest, from the very beginning. And so it was, I was just in my own world and trying to figure out. And then we had the major challenge with the build. So we had a major challenge with the build, and there was a certificate that we needed to get.
I mean, not the build, sorry.
So, like with the council to get a certification that we needed to basically give to the banks. And that certificate, first of all, we didn't really realize it was going to be an issue. And then initially, then we thought, we could do it quickly. Like in December, we applied for it. I kid you not, this thing came in March.
So basically, what it was some conditions were attached to our planning permission that was approved. We didn't realize, so we thought it was just a situation of you just let them know that we fulfill these conditions. Little did we know that it was almost like another application.
It was actually an application.
And I think it was 8 weeks.
And it takes, wasn't it 12 weeks? I feel like, 8 weeks. 8 weeks from when they validate your application. However, the validation, because we applied in December and there was the Christmas holidays, so the validation didn't happen until January. And then it was 8 weeks after that. So they told us they're going to come back on 4th of March. I remember the day clearly, 4th or 5th of March. And I was like, no.
How are we going to survive?
I was like, no. We needed the certificate to give to the bank to be able to proceed with other things. So that, having to walk that journey and God just providing for us every single day, literally living day to day. Even though we had a nice house, a nice roof over our head, but it was living day to day was so stretching that period and that process.
And I think the whole of January for me, from 2023, I feel like it was just a blur from August. The moment we started to bleed, everything was a blur. Christmas.
You remember we go to church on for watch night service, what we call watch night or crossover service. So from 31st into January, so you spend
you cross over
the New Year into the New Year in church. And I remember calling Shay on 31st and probably 7 or 8 p.m. and it was in the house. I was at my sister's house, which is just 5 minutes from here. And I called him and I said, what time are you getting back home before church? And he was like, oh, church. I was like, oh, today's 31st. By the way, we're leaders in church. It's not like we this is our life, being in church. So he had completely forgotten because it was in the house. At this point, it was kind of helping builders, doing some of the things, just organizing things. So he had completely forgotten. I mean, we went to church and we're glad we did, but it was just really just, I'm just saying how much in our world, sometimes we'll leave church and we're going to a towel shop after church. So it was very, very, we're just in our world.
That on the 1st of January, I was back on site.
Were you?
Yeah, because the builders came to do something.
Yeah.
Anyway, that
was from January to March, I didn't really know what was happening. But in the process as well, we started decorating because we'd moved in. The build finally was complete. I say complete till today. This build is not complete. but there is, I feel like maybe it's probably normal. There are always things that you want to do your things that you said you're going to do. So January to March that happened.
There was February.
I mean, so I was saying that also we started decorating, so that was getting exciting, and seeing the house, living in it, and adding furniture, things and I guess the dream becoming a reality. It was really nice to see that.
Unpacking boxes and luggages.
Moving back into the house, unpacking, which is still. Most of my clothes I didn't bring them back in, and they're in the garage, and I think at this point I should just throw them away because it's been over a year and it makes no sense. So I think maybe when we move from this house, I say when we move. Well, you never know. Anyway, you're saying February.
Yeah, and then
I think I'm just bunching January to that was what happened.
It's easy for you to forget.
Oh my God, I was
what happened in February.
What happened in February?
After Valentine's Day.
Yes.
I had an accident. Some part of my big toe got amputated.
Yeah.
Whilst we were
and we mean actual amputated, it got separated.
A big chunk. And I had to go to
assembling a dining table, actually I see.
And I think a part of the dining table failed and
the adhesive on it failed and
so it dropped on my leg. It was about 25 kg.
Do you guys want to see pictures? If you want to see pictures, let me know in the comment section.
Probably not. It fell and then just chopped off my toe, ended up in A&E, blood and all of that. So that was a big bummer because I'm a property developer and that's what I do full time, which involves driving to property sites to look for properties. And for the next 1 month after that incident, I mean,
probably over a month.
Yeah, over a month.
Because even in April you were still that happened in February.
I couldn't drive. I couldn't walk properly. Guess who was driving me?
It's funny how I used to say before I got married, I was I love driving. I remember telling my sister that my sister was they don't really enjoy driving. I'm no, I actually enjoy driving since I got married. And
she got married to a driver.
And someone started driving and I just realized that I actually don't love driving. So sometimes some of the things, this is a word for someone, some of the things that you think you like it's your condition that has
made
made
you
you.
like it.
When the option is there, then you know, like, do I actually really like this thing? So, no, I actually don't really like driving.
Yeah.
I like being driven. That's actually what I like. Anyway, so and then March that happened, and we got the certificate. Thank God, and we're able to proceed with the bank, and all of that got sorted. And we began our travels in March as well. So our first trip was in March.
Yeah.
As I said, I do vlog about travel, so check out my channel. But I think in 2024 we got to travel quite a bit, probably similar to the previous year, but I don't know if it was more countries than previous. I don't know. I think we went to like maybe 10, 11 countries, maybe 10.
11, I think I did 11.
Yeah, maybe you did 11. I think I did 10 countries in 2024. That was really exciting. We went to Montenegro, Serbia.
Thailand.
No, I want to do it in order so I don't forget. Montenegro, Serbia, Qatar, Thailand, Vietnam, Dubai, Czech,
and then
Czech, Vienna, like Austria.
Yeah.
Bratislava, so Slovakia. Is it Slovakia or Slovenia? Slovakia. I always mix them up. Slovakia, Poland.
Yeah.
Went to Krakow, and then we went to LA.
Yes.
Then we went back to Prague as well. You went to Norway.
No.
What did you go?
I went to
Spain and Portugal.
Portugal and Spain.
Yeah. So we got to travel, but also I think with that as well, we got to fly. When I said this, but did we fly a different airline? Oh yes, we got to fly Qatar Airways. I was thinking that was something. We got to fly Qatar Airways business class. Amazing. Best. We also flew Emirates business class. Nice, second best. Yeah. But Emirates, if you're watching this, call me back. Call us back.
See if you can fix that.
Singapore Airlines, we were actually ready to fly to Singapore, hopefully this year. Yeah. And then we went to. We also flew British Airways business class.
Yeah. Again,
you can call us back. Preferably for your first class offering. But yeah, that was, I think that the BA was to LA.
Yeah.
And so yeah, it was nice. There was definitely those are I guess testimonies and the joys, the travels. It was really nice to visit all those places. I think, where would you say was your favorite place that you visited in 2024?
That's a bit difficult. That's a bit difficult.
Yeah.
LA was good. Qatar was great.
So Qatar trumps LA currently. You said LA was good, Qatar was great.
I don't know. I mean, I have a soft spot for America, so.
I think I would say.
I mean, Phuket was.
I could almost say Dubai. I feel like I can't say Dubai, because we're there for literally extremely short time. And it was when they had the flood in Dubai. But no, the reason I'm saying this because I feel like I like the Arab countries in terms of I like to see the things that look like. So even in with the flood and just being able to see again all of those things. But so maybe I would say Qatar because the hotel. But was it? No, I don't know. Thailand, because we went from I don't know. It's difficult to say. But anyway, if I had to maybe I'll put Qatar. Maybe more from the airline and from the flight experience with Qatar Airways. LA. Parts of it. It was our first time in LA, and to be honest, I was quite disappointed.
Universal was in LA.
Oh yeah, that was nice. That was actually very nice. Okay, so maybe LA was nice, and it was probably it wasn't the long. In one place, I guess it was the longest. No, it wasn't.
Year. No.
No, in terms of one place, so Thailand was we went to different places. Oh no, actually it wasn't. It was probably Europe. Yeah. Okay, anyway, we traveled, we had a good time. I think that's the bottom line.
March, April, I was getting back on the mend. I remember I couldn't swim when we went to
Thailand.
Montenegro, Thailand.
Yeah.
I was on
medication. You could swim in Thailand, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
But you're still covering it.
And then, good
and
thing.
it grew back. You didn't tell us that you.
Oh, yeah, so that's what I was actually going to go. My toe actually grew back despite what the doctor said and the nurses said it wasn't possible, and the fact the speed at which he healed was.
The nurses were quite surprised.
Yeah.
And just so when we say amputated, we go back home to see the chunk that was amputated because it was in the socks. It was putting on the socks.
And it was as big as my thumb. Yeah.
No.
I have a
really?
picture of the two of
It
them
couldn't have been
together.
that big.
Yeah, pretty much. At least this part, it was bigger than my nail, like literally.
Would you say so?
Yeah.
Anyway, so we actually disposed of the chunk that was amputated. So yeah, that was that.
I mean, he had some after effects on me because of the way I was walking. I started having waist pain, back pain, which, you know, and then we started a different conversation with the company trying to
make a claim, because again they even admitted that it was the adhesive that failed and it shouldn't have, so it wasn't a part that should have come off. But anyway, that's that on the tour. That's that on travel. Spiritually, so I was initially doing like, I guess, month by month, but let's just kind of look at subject areas. So spiritually, I guess that's where, you know, it was, I for myself personally, I would definitely say that there was growth. I feel like I got to know my place, or like my I guess my identity as a Christian a lot more, and know the things that God has paid for and how to like appropriate them like in my lives. How to appropriate them in my life. So I definitely would say that I definitely grew as a Christian. I became, I would say, bolder, particularly like towards the end of the year. We went through something that I guess could have like shook. Guys, I don't know what's going on in English. Something that could shake our faith. Let's just put it that way. Something that could shake our faith, and I guess not even could, shook our faith. And at that point, like, you need to make a decision of who am I, like, what do I believe, what do I stand for? Not just making a decision, or at those times also, like those times where you go through like tough situations, it also kind of shows you who you are, what the things that you say you believe, do you really believe them? Can you still trust God even when the things haven't gone the way that you plan for them to go? So during this particularly like towards the end of the year, say I was like Q4 of 2024, that was, you know, what was happening. And I said that's where, like, you know, my strength, even like, to be honest, even like with the finances, like we learn to trust God more
and live by faith.
Yes, we literally learn to trust God more and live by faith, like literally day to day, and to know that, and we remind ourselves of like testimonies of the past. Like, if God had provided for us in the past, it will do it again. So even like if this situation seems like, oh, like, oh, like this, do I know if I can survive this? But we saw God time and time again, and all of these experiences, they definitely add up and make you who you are today and help you to grow your faith. You know, there's a scripture that talks about like the trial of your faith producing patience, and, you know, let patience. So like it's even whether or not God caused the situation, or not God caused, like whether or not, like, you know, the devil caused this, about what all things work together for good, and part of that good is you growing in your walk with God, and you knowing, like, you know, who you are in Christ. I'm preaching now, but on that note, I also became a pastor. I was ordained a pastor last year towards the end of the year as well, in my church. So it's a place, I think, more than anything, it's a call to more service, more definitely more responsibility. At some point, like this year, and I was telling Shay, like, not just like responsibility for everyone, to be honest, in the church, like every leader in our church. I feel like there's just so much that God has said about us, and to partner with God, like, we're all going to be doing a lot more. So at some point I was telling Shay, I was like, there's just so much to do and stuff. But, you know, again, learning to, like, this year, just learning to rely on God, and, you know, at the end of the day, it's God's word. We're just partnering with Him, you know, to bring it to pass. So it's just, it's not like I'm not the one doing it. It's God doing it through me. Yeah.
And then
it's a privilege to be able to serve in that way.
So moving away from that, in the course of the year, we finally started looking at properties when we're in the country. Yeah, also in 2024, we got back to buying investment properties because we were on a bit of a break due to the house build, and then that was good. The build went on fantastic. It had its challenges.
It had a lot of challenges. We changed we should do a story time for you guys on that, but we changed builders three times. Three
old times. And then, but thankfully, you know, we had a rogue builder, put them to the place, you know.
So thankfully we had a rogue builder.
No, I said we had a rogue builder. We reported him to the police. Thankfully, we were able to get another builder who took on, who didn't finish, and then anyway.
And we were able to get some of the money, a good chunk of the money
Yeah.
back. So we should definitely do a video about it as well to kind of help people, like, things to look out for, like road builders or not falling into the trap. And you think that, you know, us being, you know, as experienced as we are, I'm not saying that we're the most experienced, but as experienced as we are, that we won't fall into this traps anymore. By God's grace, we wouldn't anymore. But and I think also we kind of, to be honest, on our part, like, feel like we're a bit lax. We're
a bit too trusting.
Also, we're traveling in the midst of, not that we shouldn't have traveled, but I guess there are things that we should have done better.
Yeah, which we've definitely learned from. That was that about.
I mean, it came out that particular property is talking about. It came out really nice. Probably the most beautiful. I was gonna say, I think it was nice. We did a video showing, like, before after. Have a look and let us know what you think. Do you like it?
Yeah, but it's definitely good to be back invested in property.
I mean, this year we've already, like, been viewing. We're in process of buying already as well. So I guess bringing you into 2025, what the plans are. Plan is to buy.
Are we done with 2024?
I thought we were. So we're not going back. But I'm just trying to say that what we're doing now is, like, again, like, continuing the process of we're in process of buying already. 2024 you still wanted to. So, and I think 2024 as well, I didn't do much of YouTube at all. It wasn't planned. As I said, I think the beginning of the year started off with, to be honest, I think I've been inconsistent for, I feel like maybe a couple of years now. But the beginning of the year started with what I said, like, you know, completely in our zone, and I wasn't really thinking about anything or anyone. And then, you know, once that, like, from, like, March onwards, I thought at that point I should have started posting a lot more, but I guess I got lazy. Even like my first video of the year probably took a while before I did it, and then even after that, like, I didn't do a video for a while. And I think all the videos I've done were, like, travel videos, so I don't even think I've done any sit-down video. This is probably the first sit-down video we've done in a really... the last one was like a year ago.
No, we actually did a sit-down video in Qatar.
No, that was about the house though, wasn't it? So, like, just like a general life update, I guess, catch up.
Also, in 2024, I did quite a lot with men's ministry, which I host, and which so we had a men's trip because we missed the men's trip the year before. We had in 2022, we missed 2023 thanks to the build, but we were able to have a men's trip to Spain. Had boys boot camp.
Teenage boys.
We
hosted them in our house for was it 2 nights?
2 nights. I think.
Really good.
Was it 10 boys or? I can't remember. And it was really impactful. And then I had more Brothers Code meeting in the house. I feel like we had up to 6 Brothers Code meeting, and the meetings are just, you know, young people. It's for men, come together. We eat. We talk about life. We talk about, you know, what God has for us. We open up and then just be vulnerable. Yeah, that was really good.
That was really good. I feel like this is the year that 2024 was the year you did the most, or you've done the most so far. By God's grace, 2025 will beat that and surpass that.
Going for more.
And by God's grace, women, I will start doing this for the women, because funny enough is that I feel cold, a part of my life at least. I feel like, you know, it's, you know, to young women. And I used to pray. I remember before I got married, I used to pray, like, God, you know, like, I believe that, you know, this is what you're calling me to do, but who's going to take care of the men? And I felt like God saying, like, you know, your husband will take care of the men. So now it's funny that he's taking care of the men, and I don't know if I'm taking care of the women, but, you know, by God's grace, this year, we'll definitely work on. We will work on starting, you know, no sister's code, but
something for the women,
something for women and young girls, young girls and ladies.
Also last year, because you were the head of youth church, and then we had a youth conference, which was the first of its kind. And
we had like a youth weekend.
And it was really good.
They had a weekend, like, they had games on one of the nights. They had
a worship minister.
So we had, like, games on the Friday, and Saturday we had, like, worship, and, like,
impartation.
Yeah.
And then on Sunday they took over service and they preached, they
And like
led
they took
worship,
over the main service.
in church, preached, led worship, did the ushering, everything. It was fantastic. It was really proud. I felt like a proud mom. And after that, like kind of that also like led to, they also then organized like in the summer as well. They organized like a worship evening, which was really good as well. So
So
we'll build up on that this year. Okay, so I think that's our year.
Yes. Also, my fitness journey, I took it to the next level. You probably did as well.
I lost weight, and then I've added.
Well, I lost
more
weight.
weight back. No, I lost a lot. I've added in between like May. I started like fitness journey in May. I was doing 10,000 steps. I was eating like at some point like just once a day. Cut out like sugar, predominant like juice, basically sugar for the most part. And I lost a lot of weight.
What's a lot of weight?
Should I give you numbers? I lost 18 kg. However,
Very impressive.
I have gained. I've not gained 18 kg, and I will not be gaining 18 kg because I don't plan. No, but I've gained a lot back since like October, November.
Yeah. So I also lost about 10 kg. Started in May as well, doing 10,000 steps. I did 10,000 steps from May up until November, so I think that was 6 months. I didn't miss a day of 10,000 steps, and it was really fantastic. I felt really good. Middle of December, I took a break. I'm still trying to get back.
So what I realized with this thing is don't stop. Like, I'm saying it more to myself. Like, even when I had to like kind of more for like health, whatever, to reduce, I feel like I should have just reduced it a bit, but not like stop it completely, because now I'm like getting myself back up. It's been a bit of a struggle.
But something I've definitely cut off from my diet is sugar. So processed sugar. Typically sugar in tea, coffee, nothing. I used to have caramel coconut latte. So caramel in my coffee. I stopped that as well. And I really can't remember any. I used to have caramel with my coffee, and I stopped that completely. So no sugar in my teas and coffee, and no sugar. And I really feel good. And my weight has stayed the same since I lost my 10 kg. So
well done. Good job.
Thank you.
Yeah, so I think that brings us to the end of today's video. I have some vlogs from like travel vlogs that I haven't posted. I actually don't think I posted all of the Europe trips. I posted some, but I feel like I stopped. But definitely the LA vlog, I only posted 2. I want to continue, but also I felt like maybe would it be a bit insensitive given the things like the fires happening in LA at the moment.
And our heart goes to LA and pray that
it comes to an end, the fires come to an
end, and then God completely restores everyone that has lost something.
Yeah. So I'll come back to definitely LA vlogs, but also like just, general filming. I may film some house content here and there, but also like property, faith, definitely like, a lot of faith stuff will be coming as well. Things I'm learning, things God's showing me, testimonies that would encourage you, that would encourage me as well. So yeah, just watch this space. Your girl is back. All right, thank you so much for watching. I'm Tommy Daniels.
And I'm Shay Daniels.
Let us know how your 2024 was and what are you looking forward to in 2025. Drop a comment in the comment section. Goodbye.
Bye.